the crack, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Cards Everywhere here, bring you another weekly league deck profile. Again, it is a going underground deck, since it is a possible arena this week, and they are very, very strong at the moment. So I'll give you a quick rundown, and we'll jump into a game. First up, Pika. On the play, your opponent's cards in hand lose 7 power permanently, and this card gains 35 power permanently. Next is 13 Lying Ground Squirrel. On the play, 13 of your Going Underground cards, wherever they are, gain 13 power until played. And your Going Underground cards in hand gain 13 power until played. Next, Striped Skunk. At the start of a turn, all cards in both players' hand lose 5 power until played. And on the play, your opponent's cards in hand lose 20 power this turn. Next is Dwarf Hotut. On the play, if played between 2 life and land cards, your life and land cards in hand gain 24 power until played. Next is Bota's Pocket Gopher. On the return, if you won the turn, lose 5 energy. It is a big energy week this week, so you don't really need to care about energy too much. Next is Lemmings. On the draw, a random opponent's card, wherever it is, loses 100 power for 5 turns. Next is the powerhouse of the deck, the Common Degu. On the draw, for every Going Underground card in your hand, this card gains 20 power permanently. I can see this card getting nerfed fairly soon. Next we have Black-tailed Jackrabbit. On the play, if you're losing the round, this card gains 100 power this turn. And if you're winning the round, your opponent loses 8 power permanently. Next is Roborovsky Dwarf Hamster. On the draw, your Going Underground cards in hand gain 15 power until played. On the play, your Going Underground cards in hand gain 25 power for 2 turns. And then on the return, this card costs -3 energy until played. Next is Corsac Fox. On the draw, an opponent's random card in hand loses 30 power this turn. And on the play, an opponent's random card in hand loses 30 power this turn. Next we have the Giant River Otter. On the draw, your Going Underground cards in hand gain 28 power this turn. Then we have Fennec Fox. On the return, your Going Underground cards, wherever they are, cost -2 energy until played. So once we get this around once, we are sorted for the game. Then we have the Cactus Mouse. On the play, if you're losing the round, your Going Underground cards, wherever they are, gain 25 power for 3 turns. And the last Going Underground card is the Golden Hamster. On the play, if played between 2 Going Underground cards, your Going Underground cards, wherever they are, gain 24 power for 4 turns. Next we have the supporting cards. The first one is the Jose Fauer Tigasta. On the play, your Going Underground cards, wherever they are, with 6 or more base energy, gain 24 power until played. Then we have a big booster in the Ultra Fusion Stampede. On the play, your life and land cards, wherever they are, gain 25 power, and you lose 2 energy this round. Second last, we have Atomic Theory. On the play, if this is the only science card in your deck, your life and land cards, wherever they are, gain 20 power until played. And finally, we have Tetsudo Formation. On the return, your cards, wherever they are, gain 48 power and cost +3 energy this round. So that's the deck, guys. It is very, very consistent for me. I'd say about an 80% win ratio. So we'll see if we can win this last game to get into the top ranks. So this deck can be played 2 different ways mainly. You can either use Tetsudo and Stampede on alternating turns, or you can bring them together on the same turn for some guaranteed big hitters. Look, so we got a real opponent, so we'll say hello. Unfortunately, we never got our arena, so we'll just have to make do without it. So I think we'll go with the Pika, the Striped Skunk, and the Hotut for a 232 start. So we're against a boxing deck. so we'll expect to see some big stuff. We'll try and get this early round 1 win, and that will allow us to hold off on Tetudo and Stampede for the rounds we want to win. So we'll go with the Atomic Theory, the Corsac Fox, maybe. Yeah, I think we'll go with the Theory, the Fox, and the Cactus Mouse for a 172. So we're still in the lead by a little bit. We'll see what we draw here. Hopefully we draw something decent to finish out the round. So I think I'll go with the strongest hand we can with the Dwarf Hamster, Golden Hamster, and the Gopher for a 323. And it was enough to finish out round 1, thankfully. So we'll see what we get here in the next round. If we get the Tetsudo or the Stampede, I will try to use them since we have the Fennec Fox in hand to reduce our energy costs. Looks like we got both of them. I suppose I'll give it a shot in using both. So we'll see what we can do here in round 2. If we get the energy right, we should be able to pull well ahead. And we can do the same again in round 4, and we can give up round 3. So we'll go with the Jose, the 13-line Ground Squirrel, and we'll take advantage of the Jackrabbit while we can for a 682. That is enough to propel us back into a good position here. And hopefully we get our Common Daegu now. There he is. So we'll be getting him around with the Dwarf Hotot and the Pika for a 683 plus the boosts. And that is enough to pull ahead here. So we'll line up some 2 good cards for the end of this round. And we will play our weakest cards here in the next round. So I think we will line up the River Otter. And I think maybe the Skunk as well. And I suppose we'll get rid of the Lemmings to efficiently use our energy this turn. That does put us in the lead, which might force the opponent to play some of his stronger cards this round. And we can get rid of some of our weaker ones. We'll say thank you to the opponent. We'll try and get rid of the Atomic Theory, the Corsac Fox, and I suppose we'll use the Cactus Mouse. Actually, we'll save the Cactus Mouse and use the... No, I will use the Cactus Mouse now for a 238. And hopefully we can get rid of our dinosaur as well this turn. Unfortunately, he didn't come around, so we get the Fennec Fox out with the Hamster and the Dwarf Hamster for a 410. And the Golden Hamster will give the boost to our Going Underground cards next turn as well. Although we probably won't be playing any. But with the Tetsudo and the Stampede, we should have enough to finish out this game, this round. Ideally, we don't want it going any longer than this round. So here we go. I suppose we'll play the Tetsudo, Stampede, and the Jose. for a 238 start. We are way behind here, so we have plenty of ground to cover. But I think we'll be okay here. So there's our big boost from Tetudo. And let's see if we can catch back up. So there is the common Daegu. So we're going to use that with the Dwarf and the Jackrabbit for a 791. And with the big boost, we're up to 863. That's enough to catch right back up. And let's see if we can pull ahead here now. So we have some big cards in hand. We get the River Otter boost. So we'll go with the Pocket Gopher, the Striped Skunk, no, the Ground Squirrel, and the Pika for an 840. Let's see if that is enough to finish out the game. And it looks like we were able to do it. So we say good game to the opponent. And as you can see, it is a very consistent deck. So if you can build it, be sure to check it out. And let me know what you think down in the comments. And I will catch you again next time. So we'll leave there, folks. Cards everywhere, out.